Hello, a big hello to all my ninth standard learners because it's been a while I've uploaded video for you. I actually had uploaded almost all the portions of grade 9, but then they have started they have included all those deleted portions which were deleted earlier. They have included this time. So now I have started getting requests from you people that please upload those portions. So here I am uploading them one by one. To begin with, I've started with Keechad Ka Kavya written by Kaka Kalelkar. Okay, now this is a bit boring chapter like almost all of the other chapters of your portion. And but this is a very small chapter, so I'm not taking the summary. Instead, I'm taking the chapter from your textbook itself. Okay. So if you want, you can just open the chapter in the textbook. Keep your fingers on each and every word so that you follow when I'm reading and you understand them. If you want, you can write the meanings then and there. Okay, so let's begin. आज सुबह पूर्व में कुछ खास आकर्षक नहीं था. So today morning in पूर्व means the frontmost direction. There was no, to be more specific, it's a direction from which the sun rises. Okay, there was sun rises. There was nothing आकर्षक about it. आकर्षक means attractive. ओके रंग की सारी शोभा उत्तर में जमी थी बिकॉज द एंटायर कलर्स वर शोभा मीन्स ब्यूटी द ब्यूटी ऑफ कलर्स वर सीन इन उत्तर डायरेक्शन व्हाट इज उत्तर इट इज़ नॉर्दर्न डायरेक्शन नॉर्थ ओके उस दिशा में तो लाल रंग ने आज कमाल ही कर दिया था एंड इन दैट डायरेक्शन दिशा मीन्स डायरेक्शन एंड इन दैट डायरेक्शन लाल रंग यानी रेड कलर हैड डन कमाल मीन्स इट हैड डन वंडर्स ओवर देयर इट वॉज एडिंग टू द ब्यूटी ऑफ दैट डायरेक्शन परंतु बहुत ही थोड़े से समय के लिए बट इट वॉज फॉर अ वेरी लेस टाइम ओके स्वयं पूर्व दिशा ही जहाँ पूरी रंगी ना गई हो वहाँ उत्तर दिशा कर करके भी कितने नखरे कर सकती. So when in Purva direction means the direction where the sun had to rise, when over there itself you see that there is no any colors or anything, then what colors, how long can the colors actually play attractive role in the northern direction? Are you able to follow? See, actually they are trying to say that the Purva direction, that is the direction where the sun rises, over there is no a lot of colors this time. Okay, but they have spoken about the red color in the northern direction. Now the color and the beauty that is seen in the northern direction is also not staying for long. Why? Because these colors had to come from the sun, which was to come in the Purva direction, right? Sun had to rise from the Purva direction. When there is no much beauty in Purva direction itself, then how long can northern area or the Uttar area have beauty of that red color? Now am I clear? Okay. देखते देखते वहाँ के बादल श्वेत पूनी जैसे हो गए और यथाक्रम दिन का आरंभ ही हो गया. So as the time passed, the badal, clouds became shwet puni, like white cotton. Shwet puni yani white cotton. So just like white cotton, we could feel those badal, those clouds. Yathakram, as the time passed, din ka aarambh ho gaya, and now it has become day. Sun rose, but the sun rose and there was no those colors and beauty of the sun that was not there for long. Now you can see all those white clouds only everywhere. Okay, so let's move on to the next para. हम आकाश का वर्णन करते हैं, पृथ्वी का वर्णन करते हैं, जलाशयों का वर्णन करते हैं. So we usually actually वर्णन करना means we describe or we explain. What do we explain or what do we describe usually about? We describe about आकाश, about sky, about पृथ्वी यानी कि land, जलाशयों का, जलाशय means all the water bodies. These are the things we usually describe of. पर कीचड़ का वर्णन कभी किसी ने किया है? But did anyone or has anyone described about keechad? Now what is keechad? It's the wet soil, that wet soil which we find it as dirt actually. We don't like it to come on us, after the rain pours you can see that wet soil, wet mud everywhere. where your under your chappals and all this comes and sticks, or maybe if you're wearing white dress and all, a car passes by and that just pours, I mean it falls onto your dress. So all these things comes because of keechad, and we don't like usually keechad. Okay, so that is why the writer says that we speak about all the other things, but do we speak about कीचड़? कीचड़ में पैर डालना कोई पसंद नहीं करता. कीचड़ से शरीर गंदा होता है, कपड़े मैले हो जाते हैं. सो कीचड़ में पैर डालना, nobody likes to put their feet in कीचड़. कीचड़ से शरीर गंदा होता है. We feel that when कीचड़ comes onto our body becomes dirty. कपड़े मैले हो जाते हैं. कपड़े, clothes, मैले, dirty again. It becomes dirty. Our clothes also starts becoming dirty if कीचड़ has come and stuck onto our clothes. This is what we believe, right? अपने शरीर पर कीचड़ उड़े ये किसी को भी अच्छा नहीं लगता, और इसीलिए कीचड़ के लिए किसी को सहानुभूति नहीं होती. So we don't like keechad to fall onto our body, and that is why the writer says that nobody has sahanubhuti. Sahanubhuti means pity towards keechad. Now you might be wondering that why do we need to have pity towards a wet soil? But that's what your writer demands. We can't do anything. Okay, ये सब यथार्थ है. All these are reality. किंतु तटस्थता से सोचे तो हम देखेंगे कि कीचड़ में कुछ कम सौंदर्य नहीं है. So now the writer says that, but if you start thinking impartially, you're not being biased, and you start thinking about keechad, then you get to know that actually keechad also has some kind of saundarya, some kind of beauty in it. पहले तो ये कि कीचड़ का रंग बहुत सुंदर है. First of all, writer says the color of कीचड़. You know the color of keechad, right? Those wet soil, the color it has. So first of all, the color of keechad is actually very beautiful. Now how does that writer say so? पुस्तकों के गत्तों पर, घरों की दीवालों पर अथवा शरीर पर के कीमती कपड़ों के लिए हम सब कीचड़ के जैसे रंग पसंद करते हैं. So now the writer says, on the पुस्तकों के गत्तों पर, on the front page of the book, घरों की दीवालों पर, on the walls of the houses, कीमती कपड़ों पर, on our expensive clothes, कीमती means expensive, we like कीचड़ color, कीचड़ के जैसे रंग पसंद करते हैं. We like the color of कीचड़ on it. Here to a certain extent the writer is correct actually, because you just imagine of the color of the कीचड़, wet कीचड़ and all, that brown nude shade color actually, that actually looks good on our clothes and on the brown cover of the books, and on the houses also we like such kind of colors. Sorry. Okay. कलाभिज्ञ लोगों को भट्टी में पकाए हुए मिट्टी के बर्तनों के लिए यही रंग बहुत पसंद है. कलाभिज्ञ आर्टिस्ट, ओके, द पीपल हु आर आर्टिस्ट, दे ऑल्सो लाइक टू हैव फूड फ्रॉम भट्टी में. भट्टी यानी कि फर्नेस in which you cook the whatever you want, you cook on the furnace, and in the furnace what do you keep on the furnace? You keep the मिट्टी के बर्तन, earthen pots. Yeah, earthen pots that you keep on the furnaces for cooking. The even kalabhigya people, even talented people, even artistic people, they like artisans, you can say. They also pottery, the people who make pottery, they also like to eat from that color kind of earthen pots. Okay, here also the color of कीचड़ is being specified. फोटो लेते समय भी यदि उसमें कीचड़ का एकाध ठिकरे का रंग आ जाए तो उसे वार्म टोन कहकर विज्ञ लोग खुश खुश हो जाते हैं. सो अगेन हियर विज्ञ लोग यानी कि द पीपल हु आर आर्टिस्टिक ओनली, they also become very happy when a little color of कीचड़ comes in the photo. Okay, if you are taking a photo or a picture and there is a little bit color of the कीचड़ over here and there, that is also loved by people to see them. Okay, it adds beauty to that picture, is what the writer says. Okay, and it is named as warm tone. Now that writer is right actually. We say warm tone. You must be knowing, right? I don't know how far you know about it. If you are a user, a makeup user, then you know what a warm tone is. Okay. पर लोग कीचड़ का नाम लेते ही सब बिगड़ जाता है. बट you like its color everywhere, but just by taking the name of keechad, when you say specifically, when you take the word keechad over there, everybody starts like chee, you don't like it. Okay. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I don't know why this keeps going here and there. Okay. Yeah. Now next para, the last three lines, okay, of this page. नदी के किनारे जब कीचड़ सूख कर उसके टुकड़े हो जाते हैं तब वे कितने सुंदर दिखते हैं. अगेन ब्यूटी इज बीइंग स्पोकन ऑफ द कीचड़. नदी के किनारे, ऑन द शोर ऑफ द रिवर, जब कीचड़ सूख कर, व्हेन द कीचड़ इज ड्राइड अप, ओके, सूखना, ड्राई होना, उसके टुकड़े हो जाते हैं, दे बिकम लाइक पीसेस. when something is, when a wet soil has become dried, it becomes into pieces. Okay, तब वे कितने सुंदर दिखते हैं. At that time the writer says it looks very beautiful. Maybe it doesn't look beautiful to you, but it looks very beautiful for the writer. ज़्यादा गर्मी से जब उन्हीं टुकड़ों में दरारें पड़ती हैं और वे टेढ़े हो जाते हैं तब सुखाए हुए खोपरे जैसे दिख पड़ते हैं. Now the writer says when the garmi, when the summer or the hot climate increases, okay, this soil becomes even more dry, and now darare means crack starts to appear. Okay, and it starts looking tede, everything, all the pieces of the wet soil starts looking zigzag, tede. Okay, at that time the writer is actually comparing it with something. The writer says it looks like a khopra. Now what is khopre? Khopre means dried coconuts. Okay, dried coconut shells. So just like that, the wet soil starts to appear like dried coconut shells because it becomes dry and it becomes into pieces with cracks in it. Okay, नदी किनारे मीलों तक जब समतल और चिकना कीचड़ एक सा फैला हुआ होता है तब वह दृश्य कुछ कम खूबसूरत नहीं होता. So now the writer says that when the flat surface, the samtal area or the flat surface, and the chikna कीचड़, chikna means the shining कीचड़, due to its dryness and all, so these फैला हुआ होता है, when these are spread, तब वह दृश्य कुछ कम खूबसूरत. At that time also the दृश्य, the view of that area doesn't become less beautiful. Okay, chikna keechad means, to be more specific, I would say chikna, a bit shining, a bit oily kind of. Okay, इस कीचड़ का पृष्ठ भाग कुछ सूख जाने पर उस पर बगुले और अन्य छोटे बड़े पक्षी चलते हैं तब 3 नाखून आगे और अंगूठा पीछे, ऐसे उनके पद चिन्ह मध्य एशिया के रास्ते की तरह दूर दूर तक अंकित देख इसी रास्ते अपना कारवां ले जाने की इच्छा हमें होती है. Now here the writer says इस कीचड़ का पृष्ठभाग, okay, means an area just behind the area that we were speaking to. When that becomes very dried itself, bagule means it's a bird. Okay, it's a name of a bird called herons in English. Yeah, बगुले और अन्य छोटे बड़े पक्षी and the other small and big birds चलते हैं. They come and they start walking. Okay, तब 3 नाखून, at that time an impression, okay, like we say thumb impression and all, just like that the impressions or the footprints, you can say the footprints of these birds actually with nakhun yani ki nails. Okay, with their nails, when they walk on these surfaces, at that time here the impressions of their foot is actually seen on it. अंगूठा पीछे ऐसे उनके पद चिन्ह, and अंगूठा मतलब उनके fingers. Okay, nails are in the front, their toes or the fingers in behind. In this manner they make a pad chin, means an impression of their feet is seen on the area. And the writer says now this looks like मध्य एशिया के रास्ते की तरह दूर दूर तक अंकित देख. So now this is here the writer says just like Madhya Asia, the pathway of Madhya Asia. Why? Because it's a very long route. Okay, it's a very long route. So just like that, on this long route you can see, on the entire pathway you can see these impressions. And the writer says when we see these impressions so long, we feel as if karva means a caravan. A caravan means a group of people or a group of animals or a group of something that walks together in a line. Okay, so the writer says that we also feel like we also want to walk in a caravan, we want to walk in groups together so long. Okay, just like the birds are walking. Okay, I told you it's a boring chapter. Okay, next para. फिर जब कीचड़ ज्यादा सूखकर जमीन ठोस हो जाए तब गाय, बैल, पाड़े, भैंस, भेड़, बकरे इत्यादि के पद चिन्ह उस पर अंकित होते हैं, उसकी शोभा और ही है. Now the writer says when now the कीचड़ becomes even more dry, that time all the animals like buffaloes and cows and all those kind of the all the family members of cows, yeah, cows, buffaloes and whatever of that kind, and sheep and goat and everything, all those animals actually, the padachin, the impressions of their feet is actually seen on the kichad, and it adds beauty to that place. और फिर जब दो मदमस्त पाड़े अपने सींगों से कीचड़ को रौंद कर आपस में लड़ते हैं तब नदी किनारे अंकित पदचिन्ह और सींगों के चिन्हों से मानो महिष्कुल के भारतीय युद्ध का पूरा इतिहास ही इस करदम लेख में लिखा हो, ऐसा भास होता है. नाउ द राइटर सेज and also when दो मदमस्त पाड़े, मदमस्त means very irritated or very they are in their own kind of space, their own kind of world, ready to fight. There are two, क्या कहते हैं उसको, पाड़े, मदमस्त पाड़े मतलब two buffaloes when they fight, कीचड़ को रौंद कर, with the feet they actually rub on the कीचड़ and then आपस में लड़ते and they start fighting. You must have seen some bull fights and all, same thing. Okay, at that time also their footprints are seen on the कीचड़ or सींगों के चिन्ह, and also the impressions of their seeing means their horns. Okay, their horns are also imprinted on the कीचड़. मानो महिष्कुल के, महिष्कुल means during war times earlier these buffaloes and all was used, they were seen in the war area, sorry, not wall, war area, that is called mahishkul. So just like that we can feel that way, just like bharatiya yuddha, there is an Indian war going on and these buffaloes are used for that. The entire scene of kichad actually makes you feel a war kind of situation where buffaloes are used, and the entire scene, the writer says, you feel that it is written here in Kardam Lake. Kardam Lake means the writing about kichad, that is called Kardam Lake. ऐसा भास होता है, ऐसा लगता है, वी फील लाइक दैट. ओके ओके. कीचड़ देखना हो तो गंगा के किनारे या सिंधु के किनारे उतने से तृप्ति ना हो तो सीधे संबाद पहुंचना चाहिए. नाउ द राइटर सेज इफ यू वांट टू सी द कीचड़, गो टू गंगा रिवर, गंगा रिवर, राइट? Go to Ganga river or to Sindhu river. Okay, Sindhu is the name of another river. Or if you don't get tripti, if you are not satisfied, then go to Khambat. Now what is Khambat? वहाँ मही नदी के मुख से आगे जहाँ तक नज़र पहुँचे वहाँ तक सर्वत्र सनातन कीचड़ ही देखने को मिलेगा. Now the writer says in Khambat what happens is everywhere, sarvatra, everywhere you can see sanatan keechad, a flat surface of keechad only over there in Khambat. That's why the writer says if you're not satisfied seeing keechad in Ganga river, near Ganga river or near Sindhu river, then go to Khambat. We get to see these कीचड़ freely actually outside our house during rainy season. Okay, इस कीचड़ में हाथी डूब जाएगा ऐसा कहना ना शोभा दे, ऐसी उल्पोक्ति करने जैसा है. Sorry, ऐसी अल्पोक्ति. Okay, so now the writer says that if we say that an elephant can actually drown into the कीचड़. Okay, I'm sorry, I felt sleepy. Actually, this is happening for the first time. I'm explaining a chapter and I feel sleepy. So I can understand your condition here. Okay, so the writer says that to say that an elephant can drown into a keechad, that is the level of keechad, how much keechad is there. We can say that, but here the writer says when I say an elephant can drown, it's an alpokti. Alpokti means it's an understatement. That is not the beautiful way to explain. But पहाड़ के पहाड़ उसमें लुप्त हो जाएंगे ऐसा कहना चाहिए. Here the writer is trying to say that just an elephant's height is not enough. but we can say about mountains. Now you know mountains are very long, so mountains lupt ho jayenge, they'll be missing, they'll be missed out over there, they'll be hidden, we can't see them. Okay, so the mountains can hide inside these keechad, to say that is the correct statement. हमारा अन्न कीचड़ में से ही पैदा होता है, इसका जागृत भान यदि हर एक मनुष्य को होता तो वह कभी कीचड़ का तिरस्कार ना करता. सो नाउ द राइटर सेज दैट इफ everybody, if people including us had thought about that from the keechad only we get anna means rice or whatever food you eat, you get from these keechad only. If a manushya, if human being knew about it, then you wouldn't have tiraskar, you wouldn't have ignored कीचड़ फ्रॉम योर लाइफ. एक अजीब बात तो देखिए, पंख शब्द घृणास्पद लगता है, जबकि पंकज शब्द सुनते ही कवि लोग ढोलने और गाने लगते हैं. नाउ द राइटर सेज दैट जस्ट इमेजिन पंख, व्हेन यू हियर द वर्ड पंख यू बिकम घृणास्पद. पंख यानी कि डर्ट ओनली, ओके, डर्टी जस्ट लाइक कीचड़. So when you hear the word punk, you become घृणास्पद, you become like angry, or you're like, gee, I don't like it. But when you hear about pankaj, pankaj yani pushp, a flower, when you hear about a flower, you are like very happy. So here the writer is trying to tell there's just a letter of Hindi that is added with pank. You add ja and it becomes pankaj. Pankaj gives you happiness. Pank gives you like something that irks, you don't like it. मल बिल्कुल मलिन माना जाता है, किंतु कमल शब्द सुनते ही चित्त में प्रसन्नता और आह्लादकत्व फूट पड़ते हैं. सो हियर अगेन अ सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ वर्ड इज सेट. व्हेन यू हियर मल अगेन डर्ट ओनली, waste, garbage, all those things. So when you hear malin or mal, again you feel dirt about it. But when with mal you adding a ka and it becomes kamal, kamal yani ki lotus, that time you feel very happy about it. Ahladakatva means very excited about it. कवियों की ऐसी युक्ति शून्य वृत्ति उनके सामने हम रखें तो वे कहेंगे कि आप वसुदेव की पूजा करते हैं, इसलिए वासुदेव की पूजा करते इसलिए वसुदेव को तो नहीं पूजते. हीरे का भारी sorry, okay, I'll explain till here. So now the writer says that just imagine, as I told, instead of punk you're saying pankaj, people become happy. Instead of mal you say kamal, people become happy. So the writer says just imagine these words used by kavi, by the poets and all, how they use these words. So now if we go and question them about it, the writer says that if we question them about this, that just imagine you add a letter over there and your mood changes, how is it, and things like that. At that time a poet would say that, do you believe in Vasudev or in Vasudev? Now there is just a small difference between Vasudev and Vasudev, but you don't worship both of them, right? You worship only Vasudev. Vasudev is Lord Krishna, Vasudev is his father. Okay, so we don't worship Vasudev, but Hindus don't worship Vasudev, but Vasudev, that is Lord Krishna. Understood? हीरे का भारी मूल्य देते, okay, we are towards the end of the chapter, wow. Okay, हीरे का मूल्य देते हुए किंतु कोयले या पत्थर का नहीं देते और मोती को कंठ में बांधकर फिरते हैं. So here now the writer says that we give value to हीरा. Hira means what? Diamond. Diamonds are of great value, right? But do we give value to koila? Koila means what? Koila means coal, black coal. Do we give value to that? No. Ya patthar ka, patthar, stone. Do you give value for a normal stone? No. But you give value for diamonds. Okay, they are all of same category, but one among them is more valuable. और मोती को कंठ में बांध कर फिरते हैं, किंतु उसके मातृश्री को गले में नहीं बांधते. सिमिलरली वी टाई द मोती, pearls on your kant means on your neck. You tie pearls, right? You tie the necklace of pearls and all. But do you tie madurshi? Madurshi means the mother of pearls, from inside which you take the pearls. In English they are called oysters. Okay, so you don't actually you don't put oysters on your neck. No, you don't. You put the pearls that comes out of these oysters on your neck. कम से कम इस विषय पर कवियों के साथ तो चर्चा ना करना ही उत्तम है. So now the writer says it's better if we don't talk on this topic with the poets. Okay. So this is the end of the chapter, a really very boring chapter, but it's there for your exam. So carefully listen to it. If you don't understand the chapter in one go, listen to it again and again. Read your textbook. Okay. So all the best students, don't worry at all. Okay. Be good. Write nicely. Keep practicing. Thank you so much. Bye bye.